Well, hello, my fellow Virgos. I hope you're having a beautiful June. This is I believe it's the last day in June today. Just trying to glance down. Nope, got one more day. So, again, I'm getting my videos out early. Woohoo! Okay, so this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, of course. Or for anyone who, my belief is that these messages aren't only for the sign that shows up. I feel like if you were guided to click on the video, and I do mean guided, I don't mean like you're out checking everyone else's videos and you're like, oh, I may as well check out Sandy too. What I mean is if you felt guided to click on this video, then you belong here, and that's just how you look at it. You belong here. Because we're energy. So my energy may be calling you in. Your guides may be directing you towards me and my guides, that kind of thing. So welcome. Whoever you are, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, your shares, your donations. You guys are the best, the very best of the best. So thank you so much. I am excited to see what's coming up for July because you guys know I'm a Virgo Sun. My moon is in Gemini and my rising is in Scorpio. I believe. I do not know my time of birth. And both my parents have passed, so, yeah, I even ordered a birth certificate and there was no time on it, so I don't know. I don't know how I'm ever going to know. But going by, the general, how they break it down. Some do, I think, 12 p.m. I think others do like 6 a.m. It puts me in Scorpio. So, we'll take it. I love Scorpio. Okay, guys, so I never know what kind of spread I'm going to do until I hit record. But I think I am going to do your spread like I did Leo's, okay? And let's get started. Okay. When I see this card, it is such a feeling of good and bad at the same time. Because I know for some of you, this is great news. Someone from your past is returning. I know some of you been waiting for this person, right? You've been praying for this person to come into your life. So for some of you, this is good news. For others, it may not be. We'll find out. But that's what I'm feeling right now. I feel a mix. Love yourself first. You deserve love. I am going to pull one more card on this. I was just going to do 3, but when I see this card, you deserve love. If I look at the image, this is a woman who's very determined. She's very determined to hit her mark. And it's like, I'm not taking no for an answer. This is a picture of beauty to me. I love the determination. I love the strength. Yet at the same time, she doesn't, like, all her feminine qualities are still there. So it's like, it feels like a perfect balance, And now, well, she's got her eye on something. So let's see. Let's do one more card on that. All right, Spirit, what does this woman have her eye on? Clearly it's love. What does she have her eye on, Spirit? I got 2 cards. Okay, I gotta pull my chair in for this. I feel like I gotta dig in. Okay. So, determination, right? She knows what she wants. I'm noticing the water. You know, it's like a creek, or it's definitely got the white caps on it. So it doesn't feel like calm seas. But it's like she's shooting her arrow and she's trying to get right over that water. Because you've seen the background. It's nice and calm. Me, Virgo, look at this. Look at her face. Look at the determination. I mean, that's just a picture of beauty. Okay, well, she's shooting her arrow at the card Free Yourself. So it makes sense that she's standing in this rough water in the whitecaps, you know? Fighting the flow. Not really fighting the flow. No, I shouldn't have said that, because I feel the opposite, actually. I feel that, I just feel like that water could not knock her down, even if it tried. So it feels like for some of you, you're in the midst of this right now. Like you're having real clarity, real determination to free yourself. For some, it could be freeing yourself from this person from the past. Because her back is her back is towards him, or the energy, let's say, right? So she wants to free herself. And this is a mental type of energy. So this is a type of energy where, you know, we feel like we're stuck in our current circumstances. Or there's someone who we cannot get off our mind. And it gives us this feeling of, this is not just about stepping out and, you know, seeing that clearly, if he did step up, he could easily walk over this fence, which he thinks is his prison. Because it feels to me that he put himself here. It doesn't feel like someone else put him here, him or her. And there's such beauty around him, and there's beauty even in the cage. Typical Virgo, right? Because, I mean, I can only speak for myself. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I read for so many Virgos. But we love being at our home, you know? I mean, we love being social, but, you know, it reminds me of, I don't know why this just popped in my mind, but like going to the principal's office and them saying, well, unfortunately, Sandy, we're going to have to suspend you for 3 days, because I got caught smoking in the restroom. And I thought to myself at that very moment, well, thank you. Is this a punishment? Because it doesn't feel like a punishment, but I'll take it. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here. But my point is that, we love our homes. Even if we don't live in beautiful homes, we are okay spending time with ourselves, Now, so she's trying to free herself. She's trying to free herself. This could certainly represent a person. It could certainly represent the idea of a person. The chatter that's in the head all the time. Look at the determination. And look where her arrow hits. If I line these cards up, it's like, bam, right in the head. Like, snap out of it. She's trying to free herself because she wants new love. So this came out with this. So I had to accept it. And it makes perfect sense. She wants to free herself so she can move forward. Perhaps to now invite this new love, the energy of this new love, into her life. And with this look on her face, she's going to do it. You know, someone probably told her that she couldn't. And she said, watch me. Watch me. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. I'm going to put this, put that up there. Okay, let's continue on. I apologize. I have my window open. If you watch any of the videos, you know that my air conditioning is down. And where I have my office situated is towards the road. And unfortunately, there's traffic noise. So I apologize if it comes across. There's also children outside playing. That I don't mind hearing. You know, that makes me feel good. Okay, let's continue on. If it does get too loud, I will get up and shut the window. Balance. Queen of Air. Eight of Fire. You give this a couple shuffles. It was the Knight of Air that came out. Knight of Swords. So weird. I feel like I just had deja vu. I'm looking at these three cards as I'm shuffling. And I'm thinking to myself, did I not have this exact scenario for Virgo a couple months ago? Because I feel like for some of you with this person returning to your life, and it is the first card, so it doesn't feel like it'd be far away. Matter of fact, I'm looking at balance behind it or below it, and it's number 15 or 14. I'm sorry. So numerology, it's a 5. And a 5 usually means that we're going through it now. So for some of you, this person has already come back, or will be coming back very soon. And with the Knight of Air below it, and this is what really is standing out for me, is just the way his sword is illuminated. And his gaze is upwards. But when I put it like this, it's like the gaze is right up. It's like that sword is touching the balance, which is touching this card here. So, balance. That's a card about, number one, it's about waiting for perfect timing. Perfect timing. So, it's Major Arcana. And I feel like this is asking, you know, I don't always feel this, but right now, I feel like this is about divine timing. So it's that feeling of Destiny is what I feel like. Destiny. Like they were always going to come back. Or we can flip this. You are going back. You know, you are contacting someone from your past. There's someone that you have been interested in, or you haven't gotten out of your mind, or what, you know, whatever your scenario. And you are making the effort to reappear. Okay? And it just feels like now is the time. It just wasn't the time before, but now is the time. You know, with the number 14, which again, 5, and the Knight of Swords, which represents great speed, you know, events that come in quickly. Doesn't always mean it's good. But what it does mean is, what I feel is when this person comes in, it is like a quick action, almost like out of the blue. Now, for those of you who have this energy already back, it'd be the same thing, you know, like they just kind of came out of the blue. Even though I have to tell you, I feel like, well, I feel two people who, although they have not been together in a long time, it's you never left each other at the same time. You know what I mean? Like you never left each other. Your spirits. Clearly soulmates. Maybe twin flame. Clearly soulmates though. Because you know, it's like I feel that you are, it's like you can communicate through your thoughts, through your dreams. Okay. So I think what the reading that I'm remembering is a reading I did for you. I know it was months ago, but I felt that there were people connecting in their dreams. That's what I felt. I remember it. You were connecting in your dreams. The person wasn't there. Well, can I just tell you, I feel like now this person makes their return. And if you remember that reading, then I definitely feel like this is for you, because I feel like this is energy that we had to wait on. And I don't know, you know, it's like, I'm noticing all the illumination on this card, and what it's doing is like giving me actual goosebumps. You know, it's like it's lighting me up at the same time. I feel like the passion will be off the chart. The chemistry, off the chart. Can I tell you, this is one of those times when I'm so happy to see this energy, because I feel so happy for the people who are going to experience this energy. It just feels like, I don't know, you know, it probably is a twin flame, because it's like every cell in my body has been lit up. It just feels good. You know, I want to tell you, of course, Take your time, but I don't think you can here. I think this is one of those energies where you can't control it. It's beyond the two of you. But know that this is the perfect timing. Can I tell you, for those who keep waiting for this energy, and, you know, this is the energy that I'm feeling is, it does not feel like this person has hurt you in a cutting way. You know, like, it doesn't feel like before that they cheated on you or hurt you in that deep of a way. Now, there was pain, but I feel there was pain on both sides. And this energy, you know how we meet someone and, you know, we think that, oh my gosh, they're so great. You know, you start dating and this and that, and you feel like you may be falling in love. This isn't that. This is instant. This is, well, what I'm picturing in my mind is dynamite right in front of me. And it's like, somebody pushes down the handle and it's like, boo! You know, there's an explosion. But there's an explosion of everything. You're coming back home again, is what's going on. The two of you are coming back home together. You know, you are home to each other. Now, I do have the Knight of Air, so, you know, I know some of you will want to know, you know, who is this? I am not going to limit it to the Knight of Air. I can tell you that right now, because it feels like it's happening for, I don't know, it feels like it's happening for like 30% of you, like, which is kind of a large number. And there's no way that this person has to be an air sign. No. This is energy here. This is just talking about how quickly it's going to happen. You know, the Knight of Air, tireless. Tireless. You know, that energy, I don't give up. You know, I know what I want, I go after it. The opposite of like the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is just the energy. I don't feel like this is the person. No. I mean, you know, if you know who I'm talking about and they happen to be an air sign, then by all means, I'm just not going to limit it to air is what I'm saying. Because it just feels like too many people. Okay. Page of Waters. Page of Cups. Kind of love that. The Star. Beautiful, Virgo. Beautiful. The underlying energy is the Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Kind of the opposite of us, right? I mean, not that we can't be beautiful, loving people. We are beautiful, loving people. But we tend to make decisions, you know, through our head where water makes it through the heart. And we're all a little bit of everything anyway, so let's look at it that way. So the underlying energy is about relationships. It's about the development of relationships. It's about your intuition. Well, I mean, it all makes sense right here, right? So it's like your intuition has been letting you in on the secret that this energy is coming. Quickly. Let's not forget that. Quickly. Okay, let's keep moving. If we need to come back, we will, but let's keep moving on. I feel like there's a few of you who are kicking your children out of the house. Your grown children, okay? Not little kids. Your, well, you're kicking them out. You're like, that's it. That's it. Now, this may be, your child may be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sag. But I feel like you are, it's like you're at your wit's end. There's not much movement with them. And I feel like you are asking them to stand up and be independent and, be realistic and get moving. Get your life started. And Virgo, I feel like they do. It's almost like they've been waiting for you to kick them out. I mean that in the most loving way. But, I mean, we're Virgos, so you guys know what I mean, We're loving, but to the point. And then with the Queen of Air right in the middle, Queen of Swords. She is someone who is, you can definitely rely on her. But there's a point where there's a point where she'll take her sword out if she needs to. But she's not someone who is like, "Oh, come on, I'm just ready. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to use my sword." Maybe when she was young, but I feel like she's matured now. Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like I have a superpower. And when I'm young, I'm using my superpower for fun, which is, I'm being irresponsible, but I'm enjoying my superpower. And now that I'm older, I still have this superpower, but now I understand how to use it for good. I know. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from, but for some of you, this is a Leo. It's weird I just saw that, but I'm clearly seeing for a few of you, it's a Leo. And no wonder, because I do feel like it's like the best thing you could have done. Because I do feel like once you do this, and once they know that you mean it, it's like their life starts to open up for them. So, good job. I do feel like it is a mom telling a child. Could be a father too, but yeah, it feels more like the mother telling the child. Excuse me. I see a few of you who you're dating someone who is younger than you. I see this both ways, by the way, male and female. You're dating someone who, it feels like they're quite a bit younger than you. And it feels that it just doesn't feel like a good match. I feel like it's just two people who were seeking something and found it for the moment, but realize Okay, I'm just going to say, it just doesn't feel like this could last long term, no matter what. Like, even if you try, I feel like the universe is just going to come in and not even give you red flags, but it's like, tower, 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 tower. The death card, you know? And honestly, I don't feel like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling it's more the Virgo who's the older person. Because I feel like once you cut this person out, and you may be a little, I feel like you're a little surprised to even hear me say it. Or maybe the word's not surprised, but you are, you're disagreeing. How dare you? But you're disagreeing, and that's okay. But I feel like you're gonna figure this, or not even figure it out. You're gonna see what I'm talking about soon. But I do want you to know that you are going to be fine. You know, you'll have a moment of, damn it, and then you're just going to move on. And that's because you just wasn't meant to be. You know, it's just not meant to be. Even if you're getting along, I feel like you know, Virgo. It's like you look at this person and you think, even now, and I'm not putting the other person down. There's nothing wrong with them. But the differences are so large that you're starting to, you know this. So I'm not like telling you anything you don't already know. You know this within yourself. But I feel like, and you know, this is usually not a Virgo characteristic, but I feel like you're kind of, it's like you know it, but you don't want to move on. I feel like it's almost like you are waiting for the next person to appear before you leave this relationship. Ugh, Virgo, think about that. And I feel like the reason why this is even coming up is because it's almost like you're the parent here. And how you handle this breakup is going to affect them for a long time. Not so much, oh my God, I'll never get over you, because I feel like you both kind of, well, no, it's you who has the more clarity. I guess I just want to ask you to handle it in the most responsible, caring way, like the Queen of Cups. Like the Queen of Cups would. Okay. Okay, well, and that's a personal choice, but at least you know the energy around it. Virgo, I'm just looking at the overall spread. And can I tell you, I kind of love it, because the majority of the time in our spread, we get some pretty tough cards. We don't have anything really that challenging. Doesn't mean we want to challenge us, but I mean, it feels like a month of maybe being able to breathe, that kind of feeling. Just notice that the stars also connect to this person from the past. So for some of you, this could be Cancer. Or did I say Cancer? I'm sorry, Aquarius. I mean, it could be Cancer too. With the Queen of Swords right in the center of the spread here. This feels like a month of, well, I want to say we're going to do it my way or no way. It's my way or the highway. But I don't feel like we have that type of energy, though the statement kind of stands. I don't feel like we're being shrewd like that. But I do feel like this is a month where we are having so much more clarity. You know, it's like that energy of, I've spent so much of my life looking backwards. It's time for me to start looking forwards. You know, I spent so much of my time trying to please everyone, but I'll be damned if they listen. I feel like this is a month where people come to you for advice, but this time, because, I mean, let's face it, Virgo, we always have people coming to us for advice, right? And we're meant to. I mean, we're meant to serve. So it does make us feel good, but I feel like this is the month where there's some people coming to you, they come to you often. Yet for some of you, I feel like you're going to be like, you know what, I'm done. Like, you always come to me, you're always asking me for advice, and you never listen to me. You never take my advice. So then you come to me with another problem because you didn't listen to me last time, and now you want me to try to solve this problem? What's the point? You're not going to listen to me. For some of you, this is your children, you know, who have been coming to you for money. You know, it's like, make your own damn money. That's the energy I'm feeling. It's like, no. No, it's, you know, I feel like this is the energy of you and me saying to everyone around us, it's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet and let me live my life without constantly having to worry about you and you and you and you. So you don't. That's what it feels like. Doesn't mean you're shutting down the advice channel, but you are saying to the ones who do not listen to you, no. Go ask so-and-so. Look it up online. You know? And unfortunately, I do feel like there's a few people around you who, well, okay. So this is what I want you to be careful of, because I feel like there's a few people who have come to you for advice, have not listened to you, and they are entering into a karmic time. Okay? They are experiencing the reaction to their actions, and I almost feel like you have to allow that. It's almost like they're not going to learn until you allow them to experience it, good or bad. I see some of you going on a dream trip. Definitely on a dream trip, a dream vacation. For some of you, this could be you moving to a dream location. Now, that dream location doesn't have to be, you know, a beautiful beach. It's great if it is, but it's what's in your head, okay? So it's like what you've been picturing in your head. I feel like some of you are moving to that place. Some of this could be like going back home. Some of this could be, I feel some of you, this is, you know, you've taken vacations to this place over and over, and now you're moving there. You may be moving there as soon as August, as a matter of fact. I also feel this is an energy if this is something that you want to do, that possibility lies there for you. But this is about You know, what I feel like is those who are moving in August or going on this very special vacation, a dream vacation. I feel like you've already put the energy in, like you've already planted those seeds of intention. And for others, I feel like you're just beginning that phase. You know, this could be you also taking that trip and falling in love with the area and saying to yourself, someday I'm going to live there. So some of you Virgos are actually moving on this energy in August. And others are just going on that vacation and you're finding what feels like home. So keep that intention, okay? Okay, let's do some clarifiers here. I do feel like there's some people buying a new car also. Well, okay, so it's not a brand new car, but it's a new car to you. And it feels like, it's funny, I'm seeing a sports car and then I'm seeing a truck. So for some of you, you're buying that sports car that you've wanted, and some of you, you're buying that truck that you've needed. Boy, okay. I'm going to take this. I really didn't have a particular card in mind, so let's see what wants to come out with it. Ace of Cups. Beautiful. So this is about, you know, possibly falling in love. You know, the ace is the potential. The potential is coming. Okay, so this is not with a married person, by the way. So if you have just met someone, well, this energy hasn't come in yet. But for some reason, I'm being told this is not a married person. You know, three staffs. Beautiful. Knight of Cups. Five of Coins. Five of Pentacles. I feel like someone made an offer to you. Someone may have asked you out. And I feel like you said no. But I feel like you said no. And by the way, I don't feel like this was just like, well, it doesn't feel that long ago. Let's say within the last 3 months. Someone made you an offer of love. You know, not necessarily love, but, you know, asking you out. And I do feel like you turned them down. I feel like you turned them down because you were busy. So this feels more like, you know, I'm busy. I'm busy with my career, that kind of thing. I'm busy with my children. Okay, but I feel like you were lying. I feel like you were lying about it. But I feel like you were lying because you were scared. Because you're nervous. But can I tell you that, you know, if that scenario fits you, again, someone asked you out. And you said no. And the excuse you gave them was you were too busy. Whether, again, that be with finances or family, you were too busy. But you lied. You lied because you're nervous. I feel like this person is coming back around again. They're going to ask you out again. Virgo, I think you should say yes. I definitely feel like you should say yes. Because I feel like you got to get past the fear. Because I feel like this person could be someone very, very good for you. Very loving. I feel like this person is very good with their words. Like romantic. You know, that kind of I can sweep you off your feet. But yet they're legit. you know, they mean it. This isn't lies here. This is someone who has a true interest in you, Virgo. Oh. Well, I feel like, excuse me, I feel like for some of you, you know, you're building a business, or you are really focused on your material world right now. But this is telling me that you have to have balance here, because this is an opportunity that you may miss. It's coming around again. Okay? It's coming around again. Look at that with the Tower. It almost feels like the universe is saying, this is it. This is it. We're going to bring them around one more time for you. 16 equals a 7. July. Beautiful. Virgo, this is the type of person that you've been looking for. So, don't say no. Say yes. Because I feel like it's just fear that's stopping you. And I feel like if you listen, I already know. I can feel this person, and I know it's like they are going to make sure that you're comfortable. And by the way, they are nervous too. They are nervous too. So, but they're walking through their fear because that's how interested they are in you. Again, you have not gone out with this person. This person has asked you out. They may have asked you out like in a friendly way, but you knew their intention, and you did say no. And the universe is bringing it back around, so you gotta hop on that train, or that train's going to be leaving the station. Okay, let's go right up to this person from the past. See what else wants to come out. And I'm sure it's going to be quite a bit. Ten of Staffs. Seven of Coins. King of Staffs. Page of Coins. Not funny. The money's backwards. Or upside down. Reversed. Sorry. Okay. So we're clarifying the person from the past. With the Ten of Wands. Which is the energy of feeling overburdened. You know, being a people pleaser and nobody's pleased. That kind of thing. And the King of Staffs. King, right? Yeah. And look how the King is looking at this energy. 10 means it's coming to an end. I feel like this has already come to an end, to be honest. And I'm just noticing how, like, he's holding this staff and he's holding his staff. And he's in movement. So I feel like this is telling you, like, this is the energy that perhaps the two of you had to deal with. I don't feel like this is together, though. I feel like this has just been life. And this energy is coming to an end. And this king is ready to take action. It's almost like this is you. You know, like I've always held you in high regards. I've always I've always had you in my heart. Here you still are. And now he's making action to come back. Male or female, by the way, okay? Same sex. It doesn't matter. So what was he burned over? Well, clearly, finances. Actually, these are both in reverse. You know, this may be someone who had made a lot of money and lost a lot of money. This person feels like an entrepreneur. You know, like they opened a company, lost a company. Yet at the same time, I feel like they don't give up. You know, like their failures are just their stepping stones. Jeez, that sounds like Earth, right? Well, we do have 2 coins here, 2 coin cards, and 2 fire. So I feel like the bottom line is, you know, life is just, you know, life was just moving on. And it's like either you or they were busy building, well, both of you really, building your foundation. But I feel like with them, I feel like they've had great rise and great fall. I feel like this person has a lot of characteristics of an earth sign. Um, I do feel like there may be a need for you, Virgo, to get grounded before this energy comes in, or if this energy has just come in, get grounded. I think it's really important to get this relationship, you know, on the right footing. I feel like it's about not starting conversations about how burdensome my life has been. Yeah, definitely. You've been on this person's mind for quite a while. And, you know, I feel like, this is what I feel like. I feel like this person is 100% ready. I feel like you are almost there. So perhaps that's why I'm hearing that you need to get yourself grounded. You know, it's like you are almost ready for this type of, listen, it's a commitment. So although it's great passion, it just feels like great love and everything. I feel like you still have to make sure you're grounded, because the emotion is going to be so great. I almost feel like it's that kind of energy where this person comes in, you reconnect. Listen, you're falling instantly back in love, and I feel like there's a threat that you may forget everything else that you need to do, and you just want to be with this person. You know, it's like what Spirit is saying here is do not forget the foundation that you have built. It's important. So it's like, don't allow yourself to only get caught up in this energy and forget about your material world, forget about your job, your friends, your family. No, it's more about your material world. It's more about your foundation, because I've that feeling that I have worked very hard to get where I am. And for some reason, it's can be lost here. This could be something as simply as you, like, calling off of work constantly because you just want to be with this person, and then you can lose your job. So just keep that in mind, okay? Other than that, it's just so freaking romantic. I hope it's for me too. Though I'm not sure. I say that, but I'm thinking, is there anyone in the past that I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Um, let's stay down. Let's do balance. Let's do balance. Again, this is about perfect timing. But it is the need for balance, moderation, compromise, responsibility. Even though it feels like you're in heaven, you may be in heaven. You may be in your heaven. Who knows? Judgment. Who knows, right? Wow. Temperance. Very spiritual cards. 2 cups. 4 coins. So we have balance on top of balance. Or temperance on top of temperance. However you want to look at it. And I love the Judgment. I love the Judgment is right next to it. Does this not feel like perfect timing? It feels like the gates of heaven have opened up and have delivered your love to you. Now, we do have the 2 cups in reverse with the 4 coins, okay? I feel like this is just a quick message. Again, okay, well, I'm picking up a couple messages. So real quick, this is, it just kind of backs up what I was saying earlier about, don't lose your focus on your foundation. Okay, that's all. And I'm going to let that be. I feel like we're talking about a different scenario now. I feel like we have a work relationship here. Someone you work with. I feel like there's a few of you who you're having little secret romances at work. And it's definitely hidden. But I feel like you're about to be found out. I don't feel like it diminishes the feelings, but I do feel like you're about to be found out. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. You know how I said it doesn't diminish the feelings? It doesn't. But I feel like it almost feels like, okay, I guess this is energy you can stop. But because I feel like you're going to be found out. And the reason why you're being found out, by the way, is because I don't feel like you're hiding it very well. And it feels like perhaps where you're at, that's, you know, it's one of the rules. You know, you can't date someone you work with. That type of thing. For some of you, this may be your boss. This could definitely be a boss. Because what I'm feeling is when you're found out, this person has to pull back their emotions. It's like it's the end of the office romance, so to speak. It starts to take a turn towards anxiety for you. So I guess there's one or two things you can do here. Because I do feel there are real feelings on both ends. But yeah, it definitely feels like a boss. And it feels like this boss could lose their job if they're caught having an office romance. So, geez, I hate to say it, but, you know, I feel like this person has been in their job for a long time and they can't afford to lose their job. There's someone in your office very sneaky. There's someone who's been watching you. You know what I mean? Like, I do mean sneaky. Almost to the point, like, I don't feel like this has happened yet, but I feel that if you don't get really careful, it's like this person, and it does feel like a male energy. So maybe there may be jealousy here, but I feel like to the point where they may start snapping pictures, and it's like I feel like they'll hold it over your head, not the boss's head. They know better. Um, Listen, I do feel like if that happens, this person will be fired. But nonetheless, it is putting quite the block here. Potential. Okay, listen. Your intuition is going to lead you through this scenario, this experience. Your intuition is, well, it probably already is trying. I feel like there's a need for you to really pay attention to your intuition. And by the way, you could be the boss. And you don't have to be the owner, you know, the big boss. You could be any, you know, in any level. But nonetheless, it's like relationships are frowned upon. So, I don't know. You know, I guess it just is what it is. Okay. Let's go to the Queen of Air. Your central issue. Or not issue. I don't know why I always say that. Um, Before we move on, I have a Virgo here who I want to say congratulations. I feel like you have been on medication. Medication for, it feels like depression or anxiety, one or the other. But I also feel at the same time, you have been, it's like you're getting counseling, or you have been getting counseling. You know, I don't know if you're going to a professional counselor or you're seeking someone online, but there's someone who's been guiding you. And I feel like July, you're finally able to come off those medications. I feel like you've been weaning down, though. Listen, if you're on antidepressant medication, do not stop your medication. This is not what I'm saying at all. I feel like this person has been weaning down. And it's like July is the month that you get to come off it. And you're ready. You're ready. You put a lot of work in. I mean, you put a lot of work in. So, congratulations. Here's the King of Pentacles. Look at that. King of Pentacles and the Hermit. 3 coins. 6 coins. Jeez. Hello. Is this... Number one, we have Virgo. You know, Taurus, but we have Earth. And I took the clarifiers on the 8 of Fire. The 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is fast, you know, it's a very fast-moving energy. It can be communication coming in. You know, can be many things happening at one time. So I have the King of Coins, King of Pentacles, who showed up on that. With the Hermit. Three of Coins. I feel like this almost needs center attention. Six of Coins. Four of Wands. So it's kind of funny because I feel like the King of Pentacles is talking about giving and receiving on in a spiritual way. And I feel like the Hermit is saying the same thing. Okay. For some of you, I feel like you are getting ready to marry this King of Pentacles, King or Queen. It does feel like king, though, I have to tell you. Like, it feels like a king right now. I feel like there's marriage coming. I'm not even sure if you expect this. It's a very weird energy because it's like I clearly can see that there is marriage here. Like, there will be marriage. But what I can't see is, has this person been in your life for a long time? Spirit's not really making that clear. You know, the Hermit here, this could certainly be talking about, you know, self-discovery. You know, spiritual awakening. Seeking your life purpose. And perhaps what the Hermit is doing here is, you know, when you go into hermit mode, you're seeking answers. Spiritual answers. You're asking the hard questions. And you're ready for the true answer. And what it feels like is, so you maybe spent some time in that mode, and then you arise. And it doesn't even feel like this king here was involved at that point. It feels like, you know, you went into this hermit mode, you were seeking self-discovery. How can I better my life? How can I be of more service to people? That's what it feels like. It's like, how can I make the world a better place? And you receive your answers. And it's like when you come out of hermit mode, it's almost like this big spiritual blessing is waiting for you. I feel that you're guided. This may not have happened yet, by the way. As a matter of fact, I don't think it has happened. I feel like you are being guided into service. You're being guided to a certain, you know, it feels like a charity, but yet I don't feel like you're like sitting behind a desk kind of thing. I feel like there's action in the, like you're out there in it. I feel like you're being spiritually guided to this place. For some of you, this could be going to like a third world country and helping. I almost feel farming, like teaching them how to farm. It feels pretty major. I'm just going to put it that way. Because I feel like where you're being guided to, my God, I feel like you help. Like the help, what you're doing is you have been given your purpose. Now, I don't know if you are being guided to a certain charity or if you just take on this one, you know, this is what rings the truest with you. This is where you know you can serve best. And you do. And that is when I think this King of Pentacles shows up. It all feels divinely guided. I feel like if you've been in hermit mode for a while, because listen, when you know, this card is about really discovering what is my purpose on life. You know, how can I be serviced? You know, how can I be a service to others and really make an impact? You know, these are the deep, deep questions. So this does not take, you know, a weekend. But as you emerge, and you may not have even emerged yet, but when you do, there is a clarity that you have not known before. And how you can know this is you? You have that overwhelming urge to help. And I don't mean help your neighbor, but please help your neighbor. This feels like global. Like I am ready to make major changes. Like I am ready to step into action. And that's when I feel like this king comes in. And I have to say, I feel like this king is already involved deeply into the area you choose. Now, don't think, oh my God, now I have to make sure I choose the right area to help. No. Divinely guided, spiritual, beautiful energy. This is about really listening deep within yourself. And I don't feel like this is something where, it's like you got to pay attention. You might miss the sign. I feel like the sign is going to slap you across your face. Going to make sure you see it. And look at that. This is the marriage card. This is celebrating love. Wow. Listen, I hope that's me. I guess it could be any of us if we, think about it. Though I do feel like this is guided, spiritually guided, but that energy is available to anyone, I guess, who is. That's what it feels like. It feels like a reward from the heavens, wherever whoever you pray to. Sometimes I don't want to let go of an energy. It's weird because I'm almost feeling like this journey. Well, it is a journey. I feel like it may be taking you to places where there's no electricity. Now, this could also be, going to, you hear about a natural disaster in the world, and I feel like, I don't know, this energy feels like you can't stop it. Like you couldn't stop it if you wanted to. Hmm. It could be a company like, I don't know why Red Cross just popped in my head. Okay. I'm going to let that go. That's all I can get on that. Jeez. High Priestess. High Priestess wanted to jump out. Let's just see if she's got a message here. I feel like there's a few of you who've been praying. This certainly fits me too. Because I feel like that energy of praying for a child. It's praying for a child's choices. I feel like they're telling you one thing, but yet with the High Priestess here, that you're being lied to. Yeah, you're worried about the choices that they're making. The Fool. Could certainly be drinking. Could certainly be drinking. I almost wish I didn't pull this. Okay. Well, I feel like what's going on is you're concerned about a child. I feel like this child is, and when I'm saying a child, I feel like they're a young adult that is not working. And I feel like what this is saying here is they're not working, yet they have money to go out and party. And I feel like you're going to start questioning them, like, tell me where you're getting the money. Tell me how this is. Sorry about that large truck. But I feel like this is you questioning them. Again, asking the tough questions. But I feel like you're at the point where, especially with the high priestess here, it's like you know the truth. It's like, you know if they're telling the truth or if they're lying to you. I'm not feeling anything really heavy here other than, again, this, that energy we were talking about kids before, where this may be another message just to say, almost like you got to let them be the fool, There's only so much you can do. So I feel like what it's saying is, you cannot wrap yourself up in all the worry because there's not much. It's not that there's not much you can't do. You can certainly cut off money if you've been given them money. It's like no more money. Because what money you give them, they're using it to have fun with. So if they're telling you, hey, Mom, I need to go get a, white button-down shirt because I have a job interview, next week. And you get all excited. Oh, great. So you give them the money, and there was never an interview. So they go out and they buy whatever they buy, whatever their choice is. So this is, I don't want you to get worried because this is just energy of being aware, being aware. Okay, we're going to finish with the star. And I kind of want to mix these cards back in. So give me just 1 second. So I love that the star is our last card because this is a card about being on the right path. If we didn't start on the right path, we're ending up on the path that we're meant to be on. Now, we get to that path by making positive choices. It's about understanding that every choice that we make has, like a reaction to it, which can fork off and then bring us more decisions we have to make. So this is about staying positive. I also feel like this is, listen, the card itself talks about that feeling of being able to make optimistic long-term plans. Again, for some of you, this could be with an Aquarius, but I mean, it could be anyone or anything. So let's take some cards around. Okay, well, that was half my deck. feel like this is the end, Virgo, for some of you. I feel like you have been, I mean, really investing your time. It feels like in a new business. It doesn't even have to be a new business, but it can be a renewed business. It's like you have really put your heart and soul into it. And I do mean you put your heart and soul into it. You're passionate about this business, though. I feel like this is here telling you that it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off big time. And I feel like the payoff is beginning in July. Definitely beginning in July. And I feel like it's like in the first week. It almost feels like for some of you, it's like your money problems are over. I'm not saying you're going to get rich. Perhaps you do. But what I am saying is, you know, we're trying to find a buck or two to go buy milk, you know, I can't afford this, so, you know, I can only buy this. It's like those days feel like they're coming to an end. But this is because of your hard work. For others, I feel like this is victory in love, period. This is victory over your mind regarding love. The next card's the sun. Beautiful. The sun with the star. Some of you could definitely be like, you know, I've loved this Leo for so long, and it's like now it starts coming together. If you're someone who, when I said Leo, you're like, that's my person. I don't feel like, I feel like they're coming, you know, or the relationship's getting better, or if this is someone from your past, they're coming. They're just not here yet, okay? Of course, this is, again, the end of June, and this is energies for July and beyond. So this feels like a really good month, because I feel like this is victory over our finances if we worked hard. I feel like this is victory over love and our emotions and how we deal with it. I feel like this is a month of no more taking the crap, you know, bringing the sword out when we need the sword and putting it away when we don't. Yeah, it really feels that simple. Like, if I got to bring it out, I'll bring it out. Okay, now I'm putting it back. And then you just keep moving on your merry old way. You know, I don't want to forget I have the card New Love up here too. So, you know, I've had the marriage card now, what, 3 times? And it doesn't have to mean a marriage, but it certainly feels like that. You know, like I want to make this commitment to someone, or I'm ready to give my heart exclusively to you. Okay, so it does not have to be a marriage. Though I do see a lot of marriages, at least the promise of marriage coming to you, and you making that promise. 2 staffs. Two coins. Look at that. This is balance. You're getting balance. You're really getting balance over everything. Everything I just mentioned, that's what's happening. And, you know, we're going to finish it with the Hangman. So the Hangman is, you know, I feel like the Hangman's very much like the Hermit. You know, the Hangman hangs upside down, kind of refusing to move, but he's collecting wisdom while he's there. So he's thinking things over. You know, he's looking at things from different people's perspectives, it's not just his own any longer. He's getting a real clarity over his life. So he chooses to hang there. But listen, came in reverse. I mean, this, you know, I love this in reverse. Ah. This is Virgo saying, I'm ready now. I'm really ready to live my life. I know I said it before, but this time I have complete clarity. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there because I keep getting the same cards now. Wow. You guys had a mix of everything here. Finances, love, people from the past, new love. Okay, I know. Let's do clarifying this card because I heard someone out there. What about new love? What about new love? I honestly feel new love is just really talking about everything we've already talked about, but I'm happy to do that for you. Okay, Spirit. Tell us a couple cards on new love. Anything we haven't heard so far. Any new messages on new love? Any new messages on new love? Okay, now I'm losing my cards. Jeez. So the Ten of Swords, that's an ending. So that's an ending of what felt like a difficult time in your life regarding love, okay? So the Ten of Swords is also about, getting ready to embrace the things that are now coming into your life because that feeling is coming to an end. With the Eight of Swords, again, that illusion of feeling trapped, usually because of our confidence. We're not confident in ourselves. But it's a card about taking action anyway, pushing yourself out of that comfort zone. With the Queen of Cups beside that, this is someone who's very nurturing. And the Six of Cups below that. For some of you, this could simply mean that this person coming back shows up as what looks like a new love because there is, because there's clarity here. The Queen of Cups talking to the Ten of Air, saying, the energy you've been going through regarding love, it's getting better. This is about nurturing your heart, nurturing others, come from a nurturing place, but also for yourself too. I mean, I have the past here. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, this is someone that you went to school with. Like you went to, it feels like high school. Could be college, but it doesn't even feel like that old. Not that that's old, but you know what I mean. And with the card Awakening here, listen, Virgo, it just feels like this month is about you being able to look at things from a different perspective now. It feels like a real clarity. Falling in love. Invitation to social events. So if there's listen, if there's school reunions, go. Okay? Even though I feel like for some of you, you're like, there's no way I could go to a school reunion, I look so old or this, that. Well, so do they. So do they. This is about going, though. This is the energy of going. Because, I mean, here we have falling in love. falling in love. I feel like some are falling, it's like falling in love again with this person here. But I feel like for others, this is someone new. Okay, so it feels like the clarity that you now have is the energy of someone from the past, different energy than this person, okay? For some of you, it's like the energy of hanging on to the thought of someone, even though they're not right for you. Because I feel like there's a few of you who have been in that energy of longing for someone, even though they've given you every reason not to. I feel like you're finally able to let that go. Like you are able to let it go because I feel like you're starting to get asked out. It's like you have one toe out there, like, and as soon as you do that, it's like you get asked out. I feel like your confidence is built, like rebuilt. But the thing is you have your eyes open to all possibilities now, where before it was a very limited look at love. Now you're wide open. Well, listen, you're wide open for the universe to bring you your dreams, your wishes. And so they do. And so they do. All right, my beautiful Virgo. I love you guys so much. I hope this month rocks for you. Remember, this is also about you putting the energy into, though, okay? If you've noticed, your cards are getting better and better each month. Just like, if we look back, I feel like February, you're at the bottom. We're at the bottom of the wheel. And we just have been stuck there, like rocking back and forth for a while. But each month, I'm noticing how things are getting easier and lighter, and there's more clarity. But I have to tell you, I feel the majority of the reason why our cards are getting better and better is because we are starting to take life serious. We're starting to really understand how energy works and how we can take ourselves out of negative energy and put ourselves in positive energy, like that. And when you learn that, listen, that's a true awakening. And that's what it feels like. So, congratulations, guys. This feels like it's coming to you because of much effort of the past. Beautiful. I think you're going to love July. There may be, I'm not going to say there's not going to be any bumps. Of course there's going to be bumps. There's always bumps, and there always will be bumps. But it feels like you're prepared. Like you're just going to blow right through them. So, honestly, Virgo, take this energy and, man, if there is anything you've been wanting to do, do it. If there's anyone you've been wanting to call, call them. What do you have to lose? If they say no, oh well. At least you know, and you can check that off. That's what it feels like. This is about us taking responsibility of our own actions, and when we do that, we start to see the blessings that's available to us. There is nothing that's not possible. Everything is possible. Anything is possible. Always and forever. Remember that. A miracle can happen just like that. I know it. I've had it happen to me more than one time. Just like that. You can go from having your worst day to your very best day. Like that. You have to be open to it. That's what this feels like. Universe, I am open to all the blessings that have been mine, that I have yet to claim. Bring him to me now. I am ready. And you are. Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.